Hi, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to episode 38 of We All Have Stuff.
We all have stuff, and this one's gonna be a fun one.
I'm so excited. Okay, so today we're going to talk about a topic that I think you and I are both experts. We're super qualified for this episode. Okay, we're going to talk about pet peeves.
Pet peeves.
Okay,
I think
so,
it's an interesting topic too, because as soon as we started talking about doing it, I was like, it's interesting because it's just like anything that you have like an irritation or like a
right.
feeling about, like, what do you do from there?
Hmm.
Like, what do you do when something is that big of a pet peeve or irritating to you that clearly you're having an emotional disturbance about it?
Right. So it's basically something that it's a small thing that you're irrationally annoyed about.
Right. It's like
So,
weird, right? Because
yeah.
it's annoyed, and it's weird to think like some people it doesn't these things don't bother at all, and other people you're like heightened and sensitive to it.
Hmm. Right. So, what's the difference between like a pet peeve and something that is a trigger or something that makes you anxious? How would you differentiate those things for people?
I would say like that's a hard one. A trigger I would say is something that's just it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel good and it doesn't feel right, but it's not that like just an annoyance that you're like
Hmm.
this is just so bothersome. Right?
Sure.
That's the only way I guess I could
Hmm.
have to sit and think more about defining it, but I would say in that realm of like a trigger to me is something that okay, if I'm trying to give up alcohol and I go past a grocery store, I'm like, oh, I feel like drinking. Like, oh, the
Sure.
grocery store triggered me to want to drink.
Right.
Okay, you know, I've been in a relationship and I've gotten lied to. So
Hmm.
I'm okay. My boyfriend walks out of the house. I don't know where he's going. I might be like, okay, like that didn't feel right. Like something's coming up from my past. Where I think pet peeves are like, they're just annoying as shit to you.
Right.
And it just you like to me I can already feel that my pet peeves like they burn your soul sometimes, and you're like
Yeah.
there's no like a not like a trauma from history, or there's not something that's really bringing it up. You just know you really just don't like it.
Yeah.
How would you
So,
define it? Would you define it similar
um,
or different?
yeah, I think I would define it similarly. I would just say that a trigger is something that stirs up emotions or feelings from something you've already experienced before.
Hmm.
Whereas a pet peeve is, like you said, an annoyance, but it's more something that is like stimulating or signaling that there's something irritating to you. So, what do you think is the purpose, or like what does a pet peeve do for us? Because I think everything like anxiety, moods, um, triggers, intrusive thoughts, like they all serve a purpose, right? So what is a pet peeve for? Why does that happen?
I don't know. I would say like there's some things that just people are more sensitive to than others.
Hmm.
Or I would say because part of me, I don't know, I think it goes different ways. Because part of me at first goes to sensory stuff because I know a lot of people have pet peeves around like sensory motor stuff.
Yeah.
Um, and other things I would say are just when you think things make sense in your brain and somebody else doesn't do it,
Mhm.
you can't comprehend why that person doesn't do it.
Right.
And so it just starts annoying you because your brain is so like that is not supposed to be like that.
Sure.
I guess those are two examples I can think of.
Yeah, I think that like pet peeves help us notice things in our environment or habits that um, I don't know, just are different, that need attention maybe, or that you need to stay away from. I don't
Yeah.
know. I think so. I mean, it keeps us kind of grounded, right? Because you're like, okay, I hate that. I'm gonna move somewhere else. I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna not be with this person because they do something that just grates on my nerves all the time.
Hmm.
So, I can think of a million examples because
I can
I'm,
think of a million. I want to add on that really quick before we
yeah,
go into it. I also think it's what like I kind of want to make it clear like I don't really think there has to be an answer either.
yeah,
Like I think sometimes it's like what I said and what you said. But sometimes it's one of those things, it's like you just don't like it.
Yeah,
And like
right.
that's okay. There's not always a reason and a solution for it. It's
Sure.
just I just don't vibe with that thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something I know I just don't like.
Yeah.
But I think the pet peeve thing is usually it's more irritable than just like, hey, I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll give an example.
Go for it because I already know we have some similar ones and I'm
Yeah.
already like, ugh.
Um,
I hurt just even thinking about these things.
I know. I hate when people are late. I hate when people don't respect my time. I know that's a huge one for you. I knew, I knew it. There are very few things that make me really just want to scream
Yeah,
than when people are late or when people don't have basic respect for time.
right.
If I'm telling you 7 p.m., I'm expecting that you're at least in the vicinity at
Hmm.
6:55.
Right,
So if it's 7:15, oh, I'm running late.
right.
I want to go home
Hmm.
at that point. I don't even want to do the thing anymore.
Right, and it's totally different if somebody checks in like hours before.
Mhm.
Like, hey, no, we are gonna go at 5 and it's like noon,
Yeah,
right?
right.
Can we push it back to 7 and then I can make a decision from there? But when you're
Mhm.
like, hey, I'm ready and I'm about to walk out the door and then you tell me that you're not leaving for another 2 hours, it's
Right.
like, all right, never mind, I'm good.
Yeah, or if you're going somewhere with somebody and you're ready, they wanted to go somewhere. Oh, let's go to dinner. And let's get ready. And you're ready. And the person is like getting in the shower as your keys in hand, ready to head out the door.
Mhm.
That kind of stuff grates on my nerves. I can't
Yeah.
stand it. Because
What
it's
tell
just
me
that.
why for you? Yeah,
Mhm.
what does that represent to you? Because I think this is the difference when we talk about things that really bother us.
Yeah.
People's brains are different, right? And the way people do
Mhm.
life is different. And I think how we might interpret it, other people don't see it the same way, and it doesn't
Yeah.
bother them, so they can't even imagine why it's like so annoying to you.
I think it's disrespectful
Hmm.
to me that basically when you're communicating to someone that their time is not valuable, that
Right.
their
So,
efforts are not valuable, and that there's just blatant disregard for everything that went into being timely and organized. And that to me is like, okay, so you don't care
hmm.
about me.
Hmm.
I can't stand it.
Right. And I mean, my interpretation too, a lot of times is you don't make our friendship or relationship or anything that entails like planning like a priority. So to you, it's just like, whatever. And
Yeah.
I'm over here prioritizing, like, I put you down for this time. You are on my mind.
Hmm.
I will be there because I'm holding myself accountable to show up for you and to respect your time and your effort, but you can't do the same for me.
Yeah, 100%.
Hmm. Yeah, I hate that. And clearly, we know I date somebody who's always late, and
Yeah.
we fight about it all the time. It's one of our biggest, probably top. And if we fight about three things, that's one of the top things that we will argue about.
Hmm. Yeah, and I know that's big for both of us because we're always on time. We're early. If you're not early, you're late.
Right.
That's in my book.
Hmm.
Um, okay, what's another one for you?
You already know, and I think this is like it's so interesting because it's only certain things.
Yeah,
Like sounds. I'm super sound sensitive. Okay, we know
I know
this.
some of yours.
Sounds bother me to a point where like I just don't know like the feeling I have in my body through certain sounds doesn't feel normal. Okay? Like it's like one of those things where you want to be so reactive where like I'm going to scream like I have to
Yep.
get out of here, which you already know my biggest one's going to be my dog. Love him. He's right down here. But when he licks himself,
Oh,
I swear to God, Gabby, you know, I will punt him.
I know.
I will punt him. I'm like, you got to stop it. And then you feel bad, right? Because it's like he's a dog and he has to lick himself and like he itches and he scratches and but no, you're not allowed because if you do it,
Yeah.
I'm gonna die. Okay, dramatic me is gonna die because that sound is just so repulsive. And I do wonder, like, why does that sound like give me such ick? But thinking about it right now, I'm staring at him like if he does it, I will literally be like, stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't be in the same room as me when you're doing it. Ooh.
Yeah, I wonder if it's just like repetitive. It's like a wet sound,
Ooh.
which is also a horrible way to describe it, but I think it's a lot of those things. It's just like it shouldn't be, right?
Yeah,
But
that
what if
sound
he
is
also
like,
can't help it? Maybe he
yeah,
can.
but isn't it weird though? Like, why does that sound bother me? But like, when dogs are about to vomit, like that sound really doesn't bother me. I'm like, I know what's about to happen, but I'm not
Yeah.
like, ugh. But the minute he goes down to just lick himself, I'm like two times that I'm like, you gotta stop. You gotta stop
Oh my.
because I love you and I want you to live today.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It is. It's a weird thing. Like
Yeah.
sounds like the same like, oh my God, my best friend, Sue, when we were younger, she used to do this shit when we were younger. Where she would be next to me. Oh my God, I can still imagine it because I would just stare. I eventually would just start staring at her. And she would like drink her water in her water glass, and then she would start putting the ice cubes in and chewing the ice.
Oh, see, I do that, but I don't do that around you because I know it pisses you off.
And I would just stare her down. Like I had no communication skills back then. I would either go Sook, or I'd be like death stare, like you don't stop, like I'm gonna leave.
Oh.
And she's like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And then now that I'm older and I realize we do have to figure out ways around that, I'm like,
Hmm.
Alessia, you can't expect people not to eat in front of you.
Right.
Like you have to learn. Hey, I'm gonna have to take myself out of this room because
Right.
you guys deserve to eat and
Yeah.
be normal, and I don't feel normal.
Yeah, right. So maybe
So,
protecting your peace looks like a quiet dinner for yourself sometimes.
yeah. And sometimes it's not food, but there's something about chewing on stuff, like the ice nut thing, and when people like
Hmm.
swallow their drink really hard,
I know. I know you hate that.
like I just can't do it, Gabby. I can't do it, and it just. But it's a me problem, right? It's my job to be responsible enough as a grown adult now
Hmm.
and say, I love you guys. I want you guys to drink in peace, and I'll just exit this right
Right.
now.
Yep. Um, I can give you a couple of mine off the top of my head.
Hit me.
This is the New Yorker in me. I
Mm-hmm.
hate when people are walking slowly in front of me. I hate it.
I can
I
get
have,
that.
I have no patience for that. Especially if they will like kind of turn around and they see that you're behind them walking at like a normal pace and they're blocking the only access point that you have. And I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if that's like me getting agitated and feeling trapped, but it makes me insane. Where
I
I
agree.
basically do the human equivalent of tailgating until I can get around them. It's awful.
See, I feel like in my head, this is where my head goes with pet peeves, though.
Hmm.
I feel like when you talk about it, like it annoys you all the time.
Yeah.
And for me, I'm like, that's annoying when I want to get somewhere
Yeah.
and somebody's just like taking their grand old time. I'm like, you gotta move. But day to day, I'm kind of like, oh, whatever.
No, that annoys me all the time.
Time.
Yeah. Another one, a pet peeve I have is unnecessary noise. If
Yeah.
there's background TV and nobody's watching it, I have to turn it off.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel my skin crawling.
Yeah, I agree with
Like
that.
why? Why is it on? For what purpose? Like
I
you
don't.
that drives
You
me.
just don't like background noise at all.
I don't like background noise at all. If my kids are not here, my house is quiet.
Interesting.
There's no music.
Interesting. That's weird. I feel like my house always has a TV
No.
or music on.
And even sometimes I drive by myself and like that would be the time for me to have my own music of my choice or like a podcast or something. But half the time I get to where I'm going and I was like, oh, it's been quiet, you know.
Do
But
you think were you always like that even before kids?
I've always liked quiet. And
Okay.
I don't know if that was just like a childhood thing where we didn't really have like a noisy home and I appreciated that.
Hmm.
Um, but I can't stand it. I can't stand like unnecessary noise. It grates on my nerves. And
Hmm.
again, I think it's a pet peeve, but it's also maybe like a sensory thing, possibly. but it drives me insane. Like, I will go shutting TVs off in rooms. It makes me crazy. And we have one TV in my house for that exact reason. Like, if we're not watching it, it's off.
That's funny.
Yeah, it makes me crazy. Um,
I
okay.
feel like for me, it's not one sound in the background, but I can't have multiple sounds on.
Mm-hmm.
Like we already know Rana will have he will have the music on in the living room and then have the TV on in the
Yeah,
bedroom, and I
that's
can hear both. And
yeah.
I'm like, what are you listening? Like I can't compute what is he listening to because he's like in his own world, like watching the TV. I'm like, do you not hear that there's something else going on in the
Right.
background?
Yeah.
And that bothers me so bad that I'm like, what? Who puts multiple things on at once?
Yeah.
And it's just attention span at that point. I can't focus on one thing, and some
Yeah.
people can, so it doesn't bother them.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. I guess in the same vein, when someone is talking loudly on a phone in public or they're on speakerphone in public, it I have to move away because I'm gonna be ignorant.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
why? What is it about basic human decency and courtesy that you don't understand?
Yes. Like I think that's it, right? To us, it's like there's a common courtesy around that, so it doesn't compute in my brain that you did that with no consideration of anybody else in this room. Like
Right.
I was sitting at a restaurant, like at like the bar diner area, and there was a person who came up waiting on a to-go order, and he started just FaceTiming somebody right next, no headphones or anything,
Oh my.
right next to me,
Yeah.
and having a full conversation right next to me, like screaming out loud. They're like going back and forth, and I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
would you not be like at least pick it up? I'm like, hey, what's up?
Yeah. Right.
No, but it was like full them having a
Oh
conversation. It's like
my gosh.
no common
Yeah.
decency. Like there's all of us are around here now listening to your whole conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's definitely a pet peeve of mine. I think for me, it's interesting. This is a pet peeve of mine, but I don't know. See, now we're gonna get a little sketch, okay?
Okay. All right.
It's a pet peeve, but I also don't know if it's because it triggers my wounds. So this might be hand in hand with how we started.
Okay.
I literally hate when somebody interrupts me.
Yeah.
And I used to think it was a pet peeve until I started doing therapeutic work.
Yeah.
And I would realize I feel like I'm sitting in my family,
Mm.
where I'm at family dinner, you start talking, and somebody in a loud Italian household is going to talk over you. It's like whoever can be louder is going to be the one that's heard.
Right.
And so, present day, like if somebody interrupts me, I have this such an irritability to be like, I'm just going to shut up.
Yeah.
And part of that's like, is that a pet peeve or is that a trigger? I think it might be both. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe.
I think a trigger can be a pet peeve, but maybe a pet peeve can't be a trigger. Is that what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like, because I think that example can definitely like, I think it's a trigger, but it also is my pet peeve because of that.
Mhm. Yeah. I think you're right. And again, two things can be true, right? So let's be a little generous with this topic, especially because I think it can be hard too. Like, if it makes you like hostile and violent, is it a pet peeve or is it, something that triggers you very badly? I don't know. Um, there's certainly some of these things where, I'm kind of on that fine line there, where it doesn't just like itch my brain the wrong way. It kind of makes me,
Hmm.
my skin is peeling.
You
It's
were,
awful.
yeah.
Um, but, I kind of wonder now that we're talking about a lot of this, if it's a lot of these things, is it just because it violates a boundary in like a very small way? And if respect is important to you, if good manners and like appropriate behavior is important to you, is that like a small boundary crossing? Like, oh, I don't like being disrespected.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because I'm having the same thought. Part of this is like when we're talking about common courtesy,
Yeah.
where it's a pet peeve and annoyance because our brains not computing this person not having common decency,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But the reality is there's different cultures, there's different religions, there's different ethnicities. Like all of us have different
Mhm.
things that we deem as respectful or
Yeah.
important or whatever it might be. But when
Yeah.
I think about
Mhm.
the sound ones are the ones to me that are more pet peevey,
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because I can't expect somebody not to chew their food,
Right.
right? I can't expect somebody like, hey, do not drink your water because it
Mhm.
bothers me. But the other things, a lot of the other topics we touched upon are, to us at least, it's like this moral and value of respect and
Mm.
time and like appropriateness, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the same thing is like when I lived down in Miami,
Mhm.
there's just such a cultural difference, right? Where I still, when I go down there, when I go to the grocery store
Mhm.
and somebody comes and stands right next to me to grab something,
Oh,
or like
personal
there's no personal space,
Yeah.
and it irks me. Like that's a pet peeve.
Yeah.
Can we back up? Like I'm getting something. I remember just being down there in a Publix once, and I was looking at something, and some guy stood right next to me talking to his friend and reached over me,
Ugh.
and I was like, "This is bizarre," and it's really just the cultural aspect
Yeah.
of they don't think twice about it. Like a Spanish
Mhm.
culture down there is just whatever. Like it's no big deal. They're all fine with it,
Right.
but to me, and I think it's definitely in like white culture at least you would
Yeah.
say there's just
Mhm.
like we are taught personal space, like you
Right.
give people their space and
Yeah.
it's respectful, but who's to say like it's not a right or wrong at that
Yeah.
point. It's
Right.
just, hey, we have different values and culture, so what's important to you guys we don't even think about, and it's
Right.
not to be it's not meaning to be interpreted as disrespectful. That's just not a thing for us,
Yeah. Right.
you know?
Yeah. I think that's a good point. And maybe that's kind of where you can draw the line, like when something just bothers you because it's something you're not accustomed to versus it bothers you because you expect different things from people,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, I would say the same of like, see, as soon as I say this, it's a moral compass thing.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
when people treat their servers poorly.
that too. Yeah.
It irks my soul to watch somebody treat somebody poorly. But again, that's back to just, I don't like to see you just be shitty to somebody.
Yeah, right.
So to watch somebody do that is like, absolutely not.
Hmm.
And it happens you
Yeah.
watch it happen all the time. So some people are just, oh, whatever. I can treat people how I want. But again, it's this common decency of humanity,
Hmm.
you know? I'm trying to think of a pet peeve that's not in like this morality that we're talking about, besides just the
Yeah.
sounds.
Okay, so like not returning your cart at a grocery store. To me that there's no reason not to do that. And I have 3 kids and I do it all the time. Like that bothers me when I just see people just leave it in the middle of the parking lot.
See, I feel like I usually return it, but I don't care if people
Yeah, it
do. And if I
bothers.
don't, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Yeah. Why?
I think just because I don't know. I think everything has a place, and to me, leaving it in a place where it A doesn't go creates more work for the people who are collecting and returning them and bringing them back in the store. And it doesn't really take that much work to just put it back in the little area. So I don't know. For me, it's like, why are you going to leave it pushed up against somebody else's vehicle just so you can hop in your car and leave rather than walk 8 spaces down and just walk it over there or bring it back to the store?
I get it. I think that's one of those two, which I totally get why it's your pet peeve. But people can just be lazy and just I don't want to.
Right.
So it's just like this common like
Yeah.
somebody else is going to come get it. It's not my job kind of thing that
Hmm.
crosses people's mind. But I get that for sure because you're thinking about the other person too. It has a place, and other
Right.
people are gonna have to come do it.
Yeah.
Um,
I hate when it does bother me. I mean, I have so many things. Oh my God. People are gonna think like, God.
we're crazy.
Yeah, yeah, basically.
Everything bothers me. By the
Um,
way, everything is
it
annoying to me.
bothers me when people leave their trash like on a table in
Oh my
public,
God.
right? Um, why? Just
Or at home. You say public. At first I went home. Like
or
anywhere.
home.
I
I mean,
think I
anywhere
think it's like
really.
there's a trash can at all places. And
Yeah.
it's like you're gonna be like, here's my trash, but the trash can's like right below it.
Yeah, right.
But you're
Yeah.
gonna leave it right here on the counter. Like somebody else
Hmm.
is just gonna pick it up. Like this is trash.
Right.
Yeah, like that's definitely an interesting one. But again, some people don't care. They're like, oh, there's trash on the counter and somebody works here, so they're gonna come.
Yeah, right. That bothers me.
Yeah.
Like, okay, why? Or places where you're supposed to, like Panera, right? You're supposed to bring your food back to the trash and you scrape it out and whatever and you leave it there, but people leave it on the table.
Hmm.
That bothers me. Like, go to a full service restaurant if that's what you want. You know?
You're like, the world is catering to you. You can go have that if you
Yeah,
want.
right. You can literally go anywhere you want. We live in a free country. Go somewhere where they will pick up after you.
Oh my
It
gosh.
makes me crazy. Or
I hate
yeah.
I hate this one. I hate it now. The more I think about it, the more I hate it. But it's my growing up too. I hate when people leave a room and leave the light on.
Yeah, I understand that.
And your house has lights on a lot.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of my friends, like my other friend, has her house always has lights on. And I feel like every time I'm there, I'm like,
Yeah.
shutting it off.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Now that I'm sitting here processing it, I'm like, does it really bother me that bad? Or is my brain just wired that when I grew up, my dad's verbiage is in my head like,
Shut the
hey,
light.
don't raise the electric bill when you leave a room, you shut a light. So every time
Yeah.
I'm not like, I don't know if I'm like, oh, that
Yeah.
bothers me.
Does it make you like angry? Does it irritate you?
Yeah, I think it kind of irritates me, but it's not like the dog licking itself
Yeah.
irritable, where I'm like, I need
Right.
to die. I'm like, oh, that's annoying. Like, we can flick these off when we leave. And I
Yeah.
just go do it because I think I'm programmed to do it. But I don't know if that's actually a pet peeve now that I say it out loud, or I'm just like, my
Yeah.
brain's just wired to see a light on and shut it off.
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, this is making me think a lot. I'm into
Yeah.
this.
I mean, because I can think of other things that give me a little like anxious feeling, but it's not like I'm irritated by it. Like, for example, I was thinking about this when we were talking about starting this episode. I hate driving behind small cars that have every seat filled. Like a car like yours. If there's three people sitting in the back and the person in the driver and person in the passenger seat, it stresses me out. And I don't know why, and I know that's a very like strange thing. Every time I tell somebody that, they're like, it's
You
like
need to look at that.
I don't know why, but I can physically not keep my car behind that vehicle. I have to move in another lane.
Interesting.
But I don't think that's a pet peeve. I think that that's just
I
like,
think that's a trigger.
yeah, for something.
Yeah, something you
Let's
haven't
unpack
figured out.
that later.
You should look, because Ronald's the same way with that stuff. See, but his reasoning is because of what he does for a living and him seeing so
Sure.
many accidents, right?
Yeah.
So, but that is interesting. That would be a trigger, though, not a pet
Yeah,
peeve.
right.
It's
So,
interesting how they kind of can go hand in hand. Like, it's hard to figure them out when you're saying it out loud.
right. Because I mean, does that make with something like that, it brings up a feeling, but it's not like, ugh, I that's like grating on my nerves. I'm really like irritated by that. You know,
Yeah.
that's not
See, you have like anxiety around it,
right.
where a lot of the pet peeve things are, I either need it to stop or I have to get
Hmm.
rid of it now.
Right.
Right. Like, the next thing I was thinking of is like toothpaste in the sink.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
I've been to houses before where people just brush their teeth, and
Yeah.
God bless all of you guys who do it, because I know there's a lot of you out there. Because I've been to a lot of houses where there's just like, what do you guys do with your toothpaste? Like, do you
Right.
not brush it in
You're
your teeth?
clearly not brushing it if you're spitting it out in chunks.
Yeah, it's like I get it when kids do it because they miss and
Yeah,
whatever.
right.
But when I go to a grown person's house and I'm seeing just chunks of toothpaste sticking on your, no, that's a no go for me. I will. I will grab at a random stranger's house if I have to and
Yep.
grab napkins and rub that out because that's
Yep.
disgusting.
Disgusting.
And I'm not going to be in that bathroom when there's toothpaste on your sink. I'm not.
No.
Oh, see, that bothers me when I talk about it.
Yeah. I can understand that. Like,
'Cause it disgusts me too. I think that's why.
yeah. But I don't know. Like that I think we need to like do research on pet peeves because I'm wondering if like that type of response counts. Or is that a preference? Is that a standard, right?
But these are good questions. But I don't give a shit because I don't like them.
Yeah, say I mean, yes.
But it is interesting because I did look up pet peeve right when we said we are gonna do this. Because sometimes we define stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, let me make sure I even know pet peeve is something that super irritates me. That kind of does, and it did say like minor things that happen or that are happening that cause you like you just don't like it. Like
Mhm.
minor annoyances, it seemed like the
Yeah.
definition kind of was like you just know you don't like it, so it keeps bothering you.
Hmm.
But it's interesting because we're talking about it, and a lot of these things are talked about as pet peeves. So I
Right.
would want to go back and like look at how they define like
Yeah.
difference between a pet peeve and a trigger and something that just is a preference over. But I would say I would assume, right? Because I guess we do have to do more research. A preference would be that I just prefer that, but it doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I prefer to eat this over that, but I would eat
Right.
both. It's not like, ugh, I can't. This is disgusting. This annoys
Right.
me. It's like, hey, would you like steak or chicken? Oh, I would prefer steak, but I'm okay with either. I don't hate
Right.
chicken. I just prefer this,
Yeah. Yeah.
versus
That's true.
something that's kind of repulsive to you.
Hmm.
Because a lot of these things just repulse my soul.
Right. Yeah, like ugh, I don't know. There's so many things.
I'm trying to think of things that aren't.
People who
I,
leave the house with like unbrushed hair is a pet peeve of mine.
I think that's
I
weird.
I can see it a mile away and it
Yeah, but see again, is that a pet peeve? Or is that just hey, this is hygiene etiquette?
I think it's both because
Yeah, two
it
things
does
can be
irritate
true.
me. Yeah, two things can be true. I mean, I
Yeah.
think it's like but that's the reason, right? Because I have a standard of being presentable and being hygienic and that's not being adhered to by this person. So it aggravates me.
Yeah. I think pet peeves and standards can be a thing because everybody's standards are different.
Yeah.
Right? Like I go out, there's some people who dress to the nine every time they go to the grocery store, and I'm gonna go looking like I don't have a house,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm okay waking up and looking like complete shit,
Mm,
going out the door and going to the grocery store.
yeah.
And other people will say that's a pet peeve. Like, if I'm going to go out in public and present
Hmm.
myself, I have to at least not wear sweatpants out,
Right. Yeah.
And that might be their pet peeve, but it's also their preference.
Here's one I just thought of. It literally makes me want to walk up to somebody and shake them when I see parents who bring their kids to the grocery store in footy pajamas and let them walk on the grocery store floor with their little footy pajamas. Like the little fleece pajamas that zip up that have the feet. And they're
Why
just
does that
like
bother you?
um a couple reasons. One, because did you not even like change your child's diaper this morning? Because if you change them out of a diaper, you should have been able to just throw on easy clothes.
Hmm.
Secondly, you're letting them walk, literally walk with now no shoes. It's the equivalent of us walking in socks in a grocery store. And then
Yeah.
you think that putting that in the washing machine and putting them back in their bed in that same clothes is clean enough the next time they wear it? No.
Yeah, and
But,
guess what?
but then the
Some
parents will have their makeup and their eyelashes and all that stuff done and they're walking fine. It it irks me.
Yeah, I get it. And again, when you're talking, some parents would be like, "Yeah, it's not that big of a deal to me,"
Right.
right?
Yeah. I could not fathom.
I know you could not. Trust me. Ugh, no, I get that. I think there's a lot about. kids that you could go on a tangent with. Because there, as soon as you brought up kids,
Mm-hmm.
there's just certain things. I don't even have kids, but when I see parents allow children to do certain things, like
Mm.
at restaurants, when I used to even serve,
Yeah.
I thought it was repulsive, the fact that I'd be serving a table and your kids would like, think about a Texas Roadhouse. I used to work at a Texas Roadhouse and I would wait at the booths, right? Where there's peanuts and everything people are putting on the ground and your kids crawling on the floor and you're not
Yeah.
correcting them.
Yeah.
But again, some parents don't care.
Right.
Right? So to us, it might be like, that's a pet peeve. There's a pet peeve when I look over and I'm like, wow, there's just a kid crawling on the ground.
Yeah.
I'm so interested to research more about pet peeves now that we did this, though,
I
because I'm
know.
like,
Well, yeah, because I think there's more to it than it's just like you're annoyed.
yeah, I think that's the point of a pet peeve, though.
Hmm.
I guess we'll find out when we look it up, is it irritates some people and other people it really just doesn't.
Right. But what is it telling you? It's just reinforcing a habit, it's reinforcing a standard or a preference. Like, I feel like there has to be a reason. There's like a biological reason for everything.
So I that's what I'm having trouble with. The moral compass, even the child stuff, everything that you're saying.
Hmm.
Yeah, why does that bother you? You gave your spiel, right?
Right.
So you're basically defining me, you're seeing a parent who can take care of themselves and get themselves ready and make sure they look good.
Hmm.
So their priority is themselves, which
Yeah.
bothers you.
Yes.
They're okay letting their kid rub on this, lay on this, wear all this stuff, and then put them back in their bed. So all that hygiene stuff with the child gets to you. So it's like
Yeah.
you're parenting and taking care of a child, all that moral and ethics and all that stuff bothers you.
Yeah.
So I can get on board with figure like that comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
But what I still don't understand about the pet peeve stuff is, or whatever, whether it's pet peeves, triggers, preferences, is the sound stuff.
Yeah.
The sound stuff is the only thing we've brought up today that doesn't bring up like a moral compass or a
No.
personal preference of, well, I just like my things neat. I like my stuff
Mhm.
clean. I like these, it's just, this bothers me.
Like maybe you value mental quiet
Maybe.
and that violates mental quiet.
Maybe so.
Or tranquility, whatever, however you want to define that. But like
Well,
a
yeah,
repetitive, annoying, not really organic sound is going to violate that.
because I guess if you think about it, if you think about sounds,
Hmm.
this is the only way I can kind of process it in my brain right now. If you think about sounds, like when I brought up my dog licking himself,
Yeah.
somebody chewing ice,
Hmm.
whatever, eating food, those things are kind of like, when there's kids
Hmm.
and they're just banging stuff and throwing stuff, but they're kids.
Yeah.
But when you tell them, hey, be quiet, because it's kind of, you want to respect there's other people around.
Yeah.
We like teach them, but the reality is we know when there's kids around, it's going to be loud and annoying because kids are kids.
Yeah.
But you're still teaching them
Hmm.
because you're trying to teach also quiet space for people, and people's personal space is important.
Right.
Where those other three things I mentioned are sounds, but it's like they intervene with your personal space,
Right.
even though we can't control them. If I'm sitting there trying to be peaceful, like you mentioned, like I'm in my room all quiet and my dog starts licking himself, it's like I didn't ask for a sound to be there.
Right. Right.
And so my brain's like, wait a second, this is violating my
Exactly.
personal space and boundary,
Yeah.
and you need to stop, even though it's messed up because I invited you in my room with me and I love you.
Right.
But you're also like, there's just this, I can't even put a boundary on it because it's something that has to happen
Right.
unless I take myself out of the situation. You're right. You're onto something. I feel like I need to like research this a lot more.
Let's unpack this.
Let's unpack this. And I also want to hear other people's pet peeves, because I think it's really cool when people bring one up and I'm like, I would have never thought about that.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm sure that we could brainstorm dozens more
Oh my
because
gosh, guys. If you need us to do an
yeah,
episode 2 and 3, I'm sure once
I'm
I'll
sure.
be I'll be laying my head down here in a little bit, and everything else that annoys me is going to creep. I'll be dreaming about, you know what else bothers me? Blah,
Yep.
blah, 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 blah. You know what else? I'm going to come up with 1,000 things.
Yeah, but we would love to hear all of your all's pet peeves and tell us the things that annoy you, make you aggravated, you want to crawl out of your skin. Like, please share.
Please. Please share in our annoyances. You know, we're in that misery loves company vibes right
Oh,
now.
I love it. Yeah.
All right, until next time, squad.
See you later. We all have pet peeves and stuff.
I got a lot of pet peeves and stuff.
Bye.